Well, it was the greatest airplane that was ever built, I think. It had four Cyclone engines and all three props, and when they revved them up one at a time, they'd rev up one wing, the outside one wing, then the outside of the other wing, and then the inside of the other wing, back and forth. They had to juggle them to get them all going at once. They could never start them all at one time. It was I don't know why. I guess it was just the balance of the plane would be bad. The fuel tanks were in the wings, and the guns were up forward in the wings. The 50 calibers there was 4 50 calibers, 2 in each wing up front. And I flew the second mission I flew. It was a bad one. We were shot up bad over Ludwigshafen, Germany, and my tail gunner was hit, and he screamed, "I'm hit, I'm hit, I'm hit," 3 times. And I was in the waist, so I called my pilot on the interphone, and I says, "I'd like permission to go back to Colbert in the tail." He says, "Certainly." He says, "Go." And so I put on a walk-around bottle, and then when I got back to the tail, I plugged it into the Gossport with oxygen where he was. On my way up to him, walking by the tail wheel, there was a stream of red ice, and what it was blood that coming from my tail gunner. The blood was coming down, and it hit the cold, metal, and it froze into a slushy stuff. Well, it was pretty solid, really. So when I got up there, I stuffed an oxygen hose in his mouth, and it wasn't no use. He was gone. So I got a hold of him by the back of the neck in his shirt, and I had to push his butt up forward, and I had to pull him down, and then I had to drag him through back into the waist. And then I asked the pilot if he wanted me to go to the waist, and he says yes. And he says Lucas came up out of the ball turret, and he stayed in the waist where I used to. In the waist, you could go back and forth, one side or the other. Mm-hmm. So you didn't need 2 gunners there. Besides, if they were, you'd get in each other's way anyway. Mm-hmm. But Lucas had come up out of the ball turret, and he went in the waist, and I went back to the tail. And it was, the tail was not the place I wanted to be. Neither was the ball turret, but I flew in almost every position in the plane. I even was up front with the navigator and the bombardier right up in the nose, and that was the way it was. And my pilot became a captain, and they transferred him to a lead outfit, and he was on his 18th or 19th mission, and they caught it bad. The flak was bad and the fighters were bad. Anyway, the flak exploded right next to my pilot, and he was killed instantly. So some of the members of the crew said. Anyway, the co-pilot brought the plane back, and the pilot was from Leominster, Mass. His name was Kenneth Hastings, and he was a great guy. And he did something. He said he was going to put me in for the DFC because of the second mission, and all I did was, pulling Colbert back out of the tail and running around the ship with different things. Anyway, it never happened. I was looking forward. I got the regular flying medal, the air medal. Everybody got that flew, but the DFC is only given when something special happens. Mm-hmm. So, but he got killed before he put me in for the DFC, so I never got it. I was disappointed, but that's the way things went.
Can you tell me